But if you watch her operate, she and her husband operate from the cattle futures way back 30 years ago.
Election cycle.
Hillary's advantage in the...
Thank you very much. Impact segment tonight, Charles Krauthammer making a rare appearance here in New York City, the city of his birth. So I can't predict this thing, can you?
No, and nobody can, because there are too many coin flips. So if you're pretending that you know which way they're going to go,
yeah.
What you can do is to say, if her advantage, Hillary's advantage in the popular vote is 4%, which is the RCP, roughly the RCP average. It's in the Fox poll. At that point, it's hard to imagine that you lose the electoral vote. That's a pretty big margin. Now, a lot of it, of course, is wasted for Democrats in New York, California, etc. Right. Someone says about 3%. Still, it's hard to see how you lose the election.
If people don't come home, there's a difference between answering a poll question and going out to the polls.
Right.
I mean, let me ask you some question. You know, you and I have known each other for a long time, and the whole thing disturbed me. This whole election cycle, everything about it. I didn't think this was classy. I don't think either of the candidates understood what a president of the United States should be. I don't think either one of them do. Mm-hmm. Okay? My opinion, I could be wrong. Do you think Hillary Clinton is a corrupt woman? Do you think she is corrupt?
I do think she is, and she and her husband. Well, I mean, you're asking about her soul. I don't know. But if you watch her operate, she and her husband operate from the cattle futures way back 30 years ago to Whitewater, which, I don't know, was sort of sleazy. There's so much sleaze, there's so much unexplained, there's so much lying over those years. Look, Bill Sapphire called her a congenital liar.
The late Bill Sapphire, New York Times columnist.
A great columnist 20 years ago.
Right.
So he wasn't even aware of the next 20 years of lying.
So I think every American voter who's paying attention knows that Hillary Clinton, I'm not going to look into her soul either, has a very difficult time with ethics. Would that be fair?
Well, yes. I mean,
okay.
Look.
So every American voter knows that she is, you're going to give her power if she wins. Vast power, almost unlimited, most powerful person in the world, and she's ethically challenged.
Look,
that disturbs me.
A lot of our presidents, probably a good number, I won't say a majority, of our politicians are ethically challenged.
But we don't know it. We don't know this.
How about Richard Nixon, who was a good president in many ways, or he did the right thing?
They didn't know he was ethically challenged when they elected him, because he was VP under Eisenhower, didn't do anything.
But look, we're not 9 years old. We know we've had presidents ethically challenged going way back to the beginning of the Republic. So to me, that is not sui generis. It's not shocking.
You are not upset by it?
I would not support her. I would vote for her for that reason.
But see, I'm generally
you're upset.
Yeah, I don't want...
What about her husband? Did he upset you?
Sometimes. Absolutely.
You think he's less corrupt than she is?
Do I think she's less corrupt?
Do you think he was less corrupt than she is?
No, I think they're partners in corruption.
And you survived the 8 years.
I'll point to the Clinton Foundation, because I have a foundation, all right? And I know this world, and I know how it goes. This foundation, this Clinton Foundation, this is corrupt from the jump. From the jump, all right? This was designed to help them, primarily.
Look, I'm not denying any of that.
No, but it upsets me. Now, let's get to Trump. You've never been a Trump fan. Every time Trump calls me, he yells about you. But I don't see, other than behavioral problems that a billionaire has, all right? I can't tell you that Donald Trump is corrupt. I can't tell you that, all right? I don't know. I haven't studied his business model, but he's never been indicted for anything. He's never been charged with anything, and he's in the most rough and tumble industry you could possibly be in, real estate and gambling, all right? So I'm not... People are saying he's so much worse than Hillary Clinton, and I'm going, on what level? And I'm not supporting Trump or Hillary. I'm just asking questions.
Look, it's an odd way to rate someone, to say that in the one aspect, in his opponent, corruption, he might be better. Because I could turn it around on you and say, well, she is competent, she is knowledgeable, she knows a lot of things, she's been involved in policy, and in a way that would put him to shame.
And then I could turn it
So
around.
each
You
of
wait,
them-
wait. I can turn it
hold on.
around on you and say she was ineffective as Secretary of State. She mucked up the Middle East in a way that I've never seen anything mucked up. Her and the president, all right? And while she was Senator of New York, she didn't do jack other than to get money in here for 9/11. Upstate New York is a disaster. She didn't do anything for them at all. So I could turn that around on you.
Look, the point is, she was a politician. I agree with everything you wrote. You said, I've written that, about her foreign policy is a disaster. I think I was ahead of the pack on that. And I look back on her 8 years. I look back on her 8 years in the Senate as well, and the accomplishments are not there.
Right.
In fact, I remember writing about a year ago and saying, people say what a great Secretary of State she was. Name me,
What? Give me something. Give me anything.
I agree with you. I think I said it on this.
I had two experts.
But the point is
Go ahead.
that to say that she is not the candidate I would choose for the presidency is not to make the case for Donald Trump. He has deficiencies in knowledge, in temperament, in lack of policy that you can't point to her. She has things she brings. He has things he brings. I don't think either should be president. And I recommended that President Obama should issue an executive order to establish showers in the voting booths so that when you leave, you feel cleansed.
I'm praying for the country, but I'm not going to. I don't think, and I disagree with you on this, and I got to go. 75% of the voters on Wednesday, no matter who wins, are going to feel uneasy. They're going to feel uneasy.
It'll be higher than that.
Yeah. Charles Krauthammer, everybody. Directly ahead, Chris Wallace on whether America will remain divided after the vote tomorrow and what can be done about it.